Hey guys, Ronin Sensei here with another tool review from Tony Clark and Funtime Engineering. This is the Z tool, and so far playing with it, it's been a lot of fun. Digs well, saws well, and it's actually got a fairly decent hatchet side to it. I've added about 25 feet of cordage to the body, and one of my favorite features is it's got a screw cap and it's hollow. So I can load basically fishing gear, lines, ropes, whatever I need to inside of it, matches, fire starters, kindling, that kind of stuff. And this turns out to be one hell of a little survival tool. It's about 2 pounds, maybe 3 ounces, 4 ounces. With the cord goes up to almost 7 ounces in the end. So pretty impressed so far, but you know, let's show you what it can do. Okay, well, here we are down by my stream. And as you can see, I've got us in here with some trees. Some of these are dead, but we're looking at probably at least a good 6-inch round branch, and I'm going to use this hatchet side and see what we can do with it. Now this is partially green and it looks like it's partially alive too, so got a lot of ants on the tree. They don't seem to be liking me doing this. Even though the branch came down, I'm still gonna work on going all the way through it. Alrighty then. Well, you can see, did its job. Not too shabby for a shovel in the end. Yeah, it cuts pretty well into the branches. I could probably sharpen it up and do a lot better, but I'm kind of using the edge that it came with. It's kind of a light utility edge. So I just wanted to kind of see what it would do as is out of the box, and it did amazingly well. Pretty shocked with how well it held up. There's no bending or warping, so you can see everything's pretty much straight on. But it cut in pretty well. Tends to turn a little bit in the hand, but that's because of the rounded handle. You need handles to be almost kind of oval shaped in order to keep any major turning, but with the cord it wasn't too bad at all. So yeah, definite benefit to that. Oh, it's got a saw side to it. I don't think I'll be able to make a lot of progress with it. Well, maybe not. Seems to be doing actually okay for such a little saw. I'll tell you what this would be great for is making notches for animal traps. If you have to set up a booby trap, a clean notch is exactly what you need. And this seems to be doing well at making a very clean notch for me. Yeah, so if I needed to set up a stick into that as a lever or a point of a hinge point, this would be perfect. So it does work fairly well as a saw point also, which is kind of a shortcoming on a lot of different shovel devices that have the saw piece on it. It's usually just kind of this ridged point and doesn't do much cutting, but you could see the teeth on this. Tony cuts the teeth pretty deep on it, and you know, a little bit of sharpening with a file, and I think that saw would be pretty useful. So I like what it's doing so far. Well, those of you who have seen one of my other reviews before know what the coconut test is. 16 pounds of pressure to fracture a human skull. Coconut takes up to 20, so if you add muscle and tissue into that, it's about a fair comparison to what it would do to a human skull on impact. Now, I'm pretty damn sure if I hit this on the saw blade side or even the bladed side that it would cleave right into it. So what I'm going to do is hit it on the flat side and give it a little bit of a hit. I'm not going to try to hit it too hard, but see what I get with the flat. So let's see what we got here. Well, that's yeah, that went pretty easy. Exploded actually. But you know, you can see the blade side would definitely make quick work of any of this. So yeah, I think it's a definite usable tool, especially in any kind of a fight situation. I can use the saw side of it and the blade side of it, and it makes relatively quick work. Now this is a oak log, so hard oak, it buries itself right into it, no problem. So, benefit, it will smash zombie heads. It is the Z tool after all, so no problem in crushing the old skullaroo there. Gotta be impressed. It's pretty beaten up. I did a review with Tony's mace, and it beat the snot out of it, kind of made the wood hard in the end, so we'll see how it holds up in the end up against it. I'm a advocate of learning how to knife throw. Most styles of knife throwing are a tumble style. The style I teach doesn't tumble. It's pretty much a straight throw into the target, so you don't have to worry much about counting, distancing, timing, all that kind of fun stuff. So with that in mind, we'll see. Now let me just say, this is gross negligence on the tool, so we'll see how well it throws. Well, obviously quite well. It'll definitely do the job in the end. Took the chunk right out of the wood there. I think even maybe as a light spear, I might be able to, yeah, throw it into something. It's so heavy, its own weight will yank it right out of the wood. Unless I really chuck it into it. Piece of steel in the end. So there we go. That one stuck really good. Now, even in throwing it, you'll see that it stayed true. There's no bending or any warping going on, so you know, this thing will do the job you need it to. Tony definitely made these things tough. Yeah, that's oak I'm hitting that thing on. I don't know if it even came up in the camera or not, but yeah, this will definitely work in a pinch as a throwing tool. And at 2 and almost ½ pounds, anything that you throw this at is not going to be there in the end. It's just going to basically destroy it. So yeah, real happy with it, and you know, it works just fine as a spade, just the way we need it to. So Tony, good job. Real happy with the product here. I did a test in the water. I didn't videotape it, but if you trust me, folks, I submerged the cap completely, put a little plumber's tape around the back side of it and submerged it for over an hour. Pulled it back up, and the matches that I put inside of it were still ready to strike and ready to go. He does a really good job on the welding and actually seals it all the way around. So it's watertight and is good for an emergency circumstance. a little bit of tooling, a little bit of touch-up, and it'll be something that you'll probably keep happily in your gear for, well, a lifetime. So this is Ronin Sensei. This is Tony Clark's Funtime Engineering Z tool. I think it sells for about $79, $79.99 with shipping, but it's worth every penny. It's definitely held up to everything that I've done to it, and it's stayed pretty tried and true. So hopefully, folks, you'll run yourself out and get one, because this will do in a pinch, and it'll save you a couple different tools all at the same time. It'll hammer, you know, you hit it with the flat, it will hammer, it will chop, it will saw, and it will dig. So hopefully you guys run right out and order a bunch.